Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked at your life, really looked, and asked yourself, am I proud of the person I'm becoming? Not the one you show to the world, not the filtered version that smiles for the camera, but the real you. When the lights go out, when no one's watching, because deep down, you know the truth. You know there's a gap between who you are and who you could be. You feel it every time you hit snooze instead of getting up. Every time you say tomorrow instead of now. Every time you break a promise you made to yourself. That gap, that quiet frustration inside your chest, is your potential screaming to be heard. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're weak. It's that the world has taught you to chase comfort instead of growth. But let me tell you something powerful. Comfort is the silent killer of greatness. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom. Because every time you choose discipline, every time you do what is hard instead of what is easy, you are reclaiming control over your life. You see, freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It is about becoming the kind of person who can do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. That's the real power. That's where transformation begins. Maybe right now you're tired. Maybe you've failed 100 times. Maybe life has beaten you down so hard that you've stopped believing in yourself. But listen, that pain you're carrying, it's not here to break you. It's here to build you. Every setback, every rejection, every lonely night when you wanted to give up. Those moments were preparing you for something greater. But here's the truth most people never accept. Your dreams don't care about your feelings. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. The life you want, the freedom you crave, it demands a price. And that price is discipline. Every single day you have a choice. Stay the same or step forward. You can keep saying someday, or you can decide that today is the day you finally take control. You can keep waiting for the perfect moment, or you can realize that the perfect moment is now. Because life doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. It rewards the one who keeps moving when motivation fades, the one who trains when no one's watching, the one who chooses consistency over comfort. So if you're still here listening to this, it means something in you is ready. It means there's still fire left inside you, even if it's just a spark. And my job is to help you turn that spark into an inferno. Over the next few minutes, we are going to dive deep into what it really means to master yourself, to rise above laziness, excuses, and fear, to become unstoppable. This isn't about motivation that fades tomorrow. It's about building a mindset so powerful, so unshakable that success becomes your default setting. But before we start, I need you to make one small promise, not to me, but to yourself, that you'll listen not just with your ears, but with your heart, that you'll take at least one truth from what you hear today and act on it. Because the gap between who you are and who you want to be, it's only bridged by one thing: action. So if you believe in growth, if you're tired of excuses, if you're ready to become the kind of person who no longer negotiates with weakness, then hit that subscribe button. Join this movement. Let's grow together. Let's rise together. Because this, right here, is where your new life begins. Discipline today, freedom tomorrow. Your future self is waiting. And it's time to go meet them. Subscribe to our channel to continue listening and sharing all the best things. Part 1, the price of greatness. Every dream has a price, but most people want the dream without the cost. They want the body, but not the sweat. They want success, but not the struggle. They want freedom, but not the fight. And that is why most people never make it. Because the truth is, greatness is expensive. It doesn't take money. It takes discipline. It takes consistency. It takes a willingness to do what 99% of people will never do. Keep going when everything in you screams to stop. You can read all the books, watch every motivational video, repeat every affirmation you can find. But until you learn to master the small choices, the ones you make when nobody is watching, nothing changes. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about saying, I will show up, even when it hurts. It's about waking up early when your bed feels warm and your dreams feel far away. It's about doing the work again, and again, and again. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. There's a moment, a sacred quiet moment, that happens before every breakthrough. It's that instant when you could quit, but you don't. That's where transformation begins. Not in the excitement of starting, but in the silence of continuing. You see, the world celebrates results, but it ignores the process. It praises the winners, but it forgets the nights they spent in doubt, the mornings they fought through fatigue, the times they were told, "You're not enough." Every person you admire, every champion, every leader, every self-made success has walked through fire. They've bled for what they believe in. They've cried in private, screamed in silence, and still, they kept moving. That's the price of greatness. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's persistence, fueled by discipline. Think about it. A bodybuilder doesn't grow muscles because of one heavy workout. He grows because of thousands of small disciplined decisions, to eat right, to train hard, to rest, to repeat. Success in life is built the exact same way, not by intensity, but by consistency. Let's get honest for a second. You say you want to change your life. You say you want freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, emotional freedom. But when was the last time you did something you didn't want to do, but needed to do? Because that's the bridge. That's where freedom is earned, not granted. Freedom is not a gift. It's a reward. It's the outcome of 1,000 disciplined actions that no one claps for, no one sees, no one celebrates. It's waking up early to work on your dream before the world wakes up. It's saying no to distractions, no to instant pleasure, no to excuses. And I get it. It's not easy. There will be days when you question everything. Days when you give your best and still feel behind. Days when life hits you so hard you start wondering if it's even worth it. But those are the days that shape you. That's where character is forged. That's where you earn your strength. When you choose discipline in those moments, when you rise instead of rest, when you act instead of complain, you're rewriting your identity. You're telling your mind, I am not weak. I am not average. I am becoming unstoppable. And slowly, something shifts inside you. The pain becomes purpose. The routine becomes ritual. The struggle becomes sacred, because every small act of discipline plants a seed. And that seed grows into freedom, not just financial or physical freedom, but mental freedom, the kind that says, I control my life, my habits don't control me, my fears don't own me. That is the moment you stop being a prisoner of your impulses and start becoming the architect of your destiny. So if you're listening to this right now, and a part of you is tired, good. That means you're on the right path. Tired doesn't mean weak. Tired means you're doing the work. It means you're fighting battles most people avoid. And every time you fight that battle and win, and no matter how small, you build self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of all freedom. Because the man who respects himself doesn't need validation. He doesn't need permission. He doesn't need the world to believe in him. He moves because he said he would. That's discipline. That's freedom. So the next time your mind whispers, skip it, no one will know, you answer back, I will know. And that's all that matters. Because freedom isn't found at the end of the journey. It is built along the way, one disciplined choice at a time. Up next, Part 2, The War Within. We'll dive into the battlefield that no one talks about. The war between comfort and conviction, between who you are and who you could become. The hardest battle you will ever fight is not against another person. It's not against the system, your past, or your circumstances. The hardest battle, the real war, happens inside your own mind. Every day, there's a voice inside you that says, stay where it's safe. Don't risk it. You're not ready. And there's another voice, quiet, but powerful, that whispers, move, try, become. And every single morning, those two voices collide. Comfort versus conviction, fear versus faith. Who wins? The one you listen to, Most people think success is about talent or opportunity, but success is really about internal warfare. It is the war between the version of you that wants to grow and the version that wants to stay the same. And here's the brutal truth. The old you doesn't die quietly. It fights. It resists. It tempts you with comfort. It says, "You've done enough today. You deserve a break." It says, "You can start again tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes, because tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And before you know it, you've spent years negotiating with your potential. Discipline is how you win that war. Not by silencing the voice of weakness, but by learning to act in spite of it. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward while fear screams in your ear. The mind is like a battlefield. Every thought is a soldier. Every decision is a command. And the outcome of your life depends on which army you feed. Feed fear, and you'll live small. Feed discipline, and you'll grow unstoppable. Let me be real with you. There will be mornings when you wake up and feel nothing. No motivation, no drive, just exhaustion. That's when the war is loudest. Because that's when the old you senses danger. It knows the new you is being born. The old you wants comfort. The new you craves growth. And the transition between the two is chaos. But that chaos is sacred. That's the friction where identity changes. That's the place where ordinary becomes elite. Do you know what separates a champion from everyone else? It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's that when the war inside starts, when doubt, fear, and fatigue all show up at once, the champion doesn't negotiate. They already decided who they are. Discipline is not something you try. It's something you become. You train it like a muscle until it becomes part of your DNA. And here's what's crazy. The more you feed discipline, the quieter that voice of weakness becomes. It never disappears completely, but it loses its power over you. Because you start recognizing it for what it is. A lie. It tells you comfort is happiness. But comfort is just a slow death in disguise. It tells you to wait. But waiting kills more dreams than failure ever will. Every time you act with discipline, you take a step away from that lie. You reclaim your power. You rewrite your story. Because discipline doesn't just build habits, it builds belief. And belief is the foundation of all greatness. You start to realize that you don't need motivation to move. Movement creates motivation. You don't need confidence to act. Action creates confidence. And that's when you understand something profound. The war within was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. It's not punishment. It's purification. It's the process of burning away weakness until only strength remains. It asks how you transform from someone who wants to change into someone who can live without growth. When you start embracing that inner war instead of avoiding it, when you start thanking the pain for sharpening you, something unexplainable happens. You stop being afraid of hard days. You stop chasing motivation. You start chasing mastery, and mastery is freedom. Not the kind of freedom that comes from money or fame, but the kind that comes from knowing you can trust yourself. That when you say, "I'll do it," you mean it. That when life tests you, you don't fold. You fight. So let me ask you right now, what voice have you been listening to? The one that says, "It's fine, you've done enough"? Or the one that says, "Keep going, your future self is counting on you"? Because make no mistake, every decision you make today is shaping who you'll be tomorrow. You're either training discipline or you're training excuses. There's no neutral. And if you're tired of losing the same war, if you're tired of breaking promises to yourself, then it's time to stop negotiating and start deciding. Discipline isn't about control. It's about liberation. It's about freeing yourself from the prison of your emotions, your moods, your fears. Because when you conquer yourself, nothing outside you can stop you. Up next, Part 3, the Discipline Blueprint. How do you actually build unshakable discipline? We'll break down the habits, the mindset, and the daily rituals that create unstoppable momentum. So now you understand the war inside. You know that discipline is the weapon and the target of that war. But the question is, how do you actually build it? How do you turn discipline from an idea into a lifestyle? Because let's be honest, motivation fades, inspiration dies. But systems last. You don't need to rely on willpower alone. You need a blueprint, a design for your life that makes success inevitable. 1. Start small. Stay ruthless. Discipline doesn't begin with giant leaps. It begins with tiny wins. You don't run a marathon on day 1. You run for 5 minutes, and you keep showing up. Most people fail not because they can't do it, but because they try to change everything at once. They say, from tomorrow I'll wake up at 5 a.m., read for an hour, work out, meditate, write, eat healthy, and change my life. And then day 2 comes, and they crash. Here's the truth. Success is not built in explosions. It's built in repetition. Tiny, boring, unsexy repetitions. Doing the same small thing again and again until it becomes part of who you are. So start small, but stay ruthless. Make your habits so simple that you can say no, but never let yourself break the chain. That's how you teach your brain that you mean what you say. And that's how self-respect grows, through consistency. 2. Build identity before results. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and your identity. Stop saying, I want to be disciplined. Start saying, I am a disciplined person. It might sound small, but that language shift rewires your brain. Because every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. When you skip the gym, you're voting for comfort. When you show up, even for 10 minutes, you're voting for strength. Discipline grows one vote at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep voting. You're not trying to change what you do. You're trying to change who you are. 3. Design your environment. Here's a truth most people overlook. Your environment is stronger than your motivation. You can't expect to eat healthy if your kitchen is full of junk food. You can't expect to focus if your phone is constantly buzzing beside you. You can't expect to grow if you are surrounded by people who don't believe in growth. Discipline becomes effortless when your environment supports it. So engineer your surroundings for success. Remove friction for good habits. Add friction for bad ones. Put your workout clothes by the bed. Keep your journal open on your desk. Set your phone to do not disturb while you work. You're not weak. You're just distracted. Control the inputs, and you control the outputs. 4. The rule of one more. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about progress. And one of the most powerful techniques to build mental toughness is the rule of one more. When your mind says, stop, do one more. One more rep. One more page. One more call. One more line written. Every time you push for one more, you stretch your limits. And that's how growth happens. Not in comfort, but in the stretch. Because the moment you think you've reached your limit, that is the exact moment when your potential begins. 5. Turn pain into fuel. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. But most people waste their pain, they run from it. Discipline means learning to use pain. When you're tired, use it as a reminder that you're alive. When you fail, use it as feedback. When you feel rejected, use it as redirection. Every emotion, even the dark ones, can be turned into momentum if you refuse to quit. Pain either becomes the anchor that holds you down or the fire that propels you forward. You choose. 6. Protect the morning. Guard the night. Your day is won or lost in 2 critical windows. The first hour after you wake up and the last hour before you sleep. The morning sets your direction. The night sets your intention. Don't wake up and drown your brain in chaos. Messages, news, noise. Start with clarity. Move with purpose. And before bed, don't fall asleep scrolling through everyone else's life. Take 5 minutes, reflect, write, breathe. Remind yourself, I'm still in control. That's discipline. That's freedom. When you own your start and your finish, the world can't shake your middle. 7. Expect to fail, but never quit. Let's be clear. You will mess up. You will fall. You will miss a day. You will lose momentum. It's not the end. It's part of the plan. Discipline isn't about never failing. It's about never surrendering. When you fall, don't restart from zero. Restart from experience. Because discipline isn't a straight line. It's a heartbeat. Up, down, up, down, up. But as long as it beats, you're alive. Failure is not the opposite of discipline. It's the proof that you're practicing it. Discipline is a daily declaration. Every morning you wake up and say, I will not be ruled by comfort. I will not bow to fear. I will act according to my purpose. And if you do that, not perfectly, but consistently, you will look back in a year and barely recognize yourself. Because the person who learns discipline doesn't just change what they do, they change what they believe is possible. Up next, Part 4, the pain and the payoff. The moment where everything you've worked for starts to shift, when pain transforms into power and discipline becomes your greatest freedom. Every great transformation demands a price, and that price is pain. Pain is the toll you pay on the road to greatness. It's the tax for freedom, the rent for becoming the person you're meant to be. At first it feels unbearable. The early mornings, the cold showers, the lonely nights, the silent sacrifices that nobody claps for. You'll question yourself. You'll wonder if it's even worth it. You'll look around and see others laughing, resting, playing, while you grind, while you bleed, while you keep walking through the storm. And in those moments, your mind will whisper, why are you doing this? Nobody cares. Just quit. But here's the truth that few understand. That pain you're feeling, it's not punishment. It's progress in disguise. The breaking point. Every warrior hits a breaking point. The moment when your body says, I can't, but your soul whispers, keep going. That's the moment discipline transforms into strength. That's when ordinary people become extraordinary. Because the world will never know the nights you cried in silence, the battles you fought when no one was watching, the times you got back up when your heart was screaming to stay down. But you will know, and that's what matters. Pain isn't there to stop you. It's there to sculpt you, to carve away the weakness, to refine your focus, to awaken the version of you that can no longer be broken. Every rep that burns, every step that hurts, every failure that humbles, they're all chisels in the hands of destiny, shaping you into something stronger than fear itself. The moment it shifts. Then one day, it happens. Something shifts. The weights that once crushed you now feel lighter. The fears that once froze you now fade into the background. The discipline that once felt like a prison now feels like power. You stop chasing motivation because you've become it. You stop needing validation because you trust yourself. You stop fearing the storm because you are the storm. And suddenly, the habits that once drained you now define you. You no longer ask for easy days. You ask for strength to conquer the hard ones. That's the moment discipline turns into freedom. Because true freedom isn't doing whatever you want. It's having the power to choose what's right even when it's hard. The mirror test. Look in the mirror. Really look. The reflection staring back at you is not the same person who started this journey. The fire in your eyes is different now. There's a steadiness in your breath, a confidence in your stance, a quiet certainty that says, I've earned this. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you're not who you were. And that difference is everything. Because once you've tasted growth, you can't go back to comfort. Once you've felt what it means to push beyond your limits, you'll never again be satisfied with excuses. You've seen the other side, and there's no turning back. The pain that pays off. Here's the paradox. The same pain that once broke you is the very pain that built you. Every scar became a story. Every failure became a foundation. Every tear became fuel. That's the payoff. Not fame, not money, not applause, but the inner power that can't be taken away. Because discipline gives you something deeper than success. It gives you peace. The peace of knowing you've done the work. The peace of knowing you didn't quit. The peace of knowing that no matter what happens, You can rely on yourself. That's freedom. That's self-mastery. When the world notices, and soon, the world begins to notice. People will ask you, what changed? How did you do it? Why do you seem so calm, so sure, so strong? They won't understand the nights of doubt, the mornings of fatigue, the endless repetitions that nobody saw. They'll only see the results. The calm in your eyes, the focus in your steps, the quiet confidence that radiates from someone who's conquered themselves. And when they ask, you'll smile. Because you'll know. It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was discipline. Day after day. Choice after choice. The invisible work that built an unshakable soul. Pain ends. Power remains. Eventually, the pain fades. The sacrifices become stories. The fear becomes memory. But the strength, the discipline, the confidence, they stay. They live in your heartbeat, in your actions, in your voice. They become part of your DNA. You realize that life will always throw new battles at you. But it doesn't matter anymore. Because once you've learned to fight the war within, no war outside can break you. You've crossed the line from trying to becoming, and that's when you understand the real payoff of discipline. Not success, but transformation. The pain was the price. The discipline was the path. The freedom was the reward. And now, you're living proof that everything you wanted wasn't on the other side of comfort. It was on the other side of consistency. Up next, Part 5, Legacy of Discipline. The final part, where the story comes full circle, where we talk about how to pass on that strength, inspire others, and live a life that means something far beyond your own success. One day, all of this, the sweat, the struggle, the late nights, the sacrifices, will become your story. And that story will outlive you. Because discipline doesn't just change your life, it changes every life that crosses your path. Think about it. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you create a ripple that spreads further than you can see. Your child notices. Your friends notice. The people who once doubted you start to wonder, maybe I can do it too. That's the legacy of discipline. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent enough to prove that change is possible. You become a living example of what strength looks like, of what perseverance feels like, of what freedom truly means. And that's when you realize the discipline that once felt like a cage was actually the key. The turning point. There's a moment in every warrior's journey when the question changes from, what can I get, to, what can I give? Because once you've built strength, the next level of mastery is service. To lift others the way you once had to lift yourself. To be the light you once searched for in the dark. Your discipline becomes a gift. A guidepost for those still lost in the storm. You'll meet people drowning in excuses, chained by fear, haunted by potential they're too scared to chase. And you'll look at them with compassion, not judgment. Because you were them once. You'll tell them, it's not too late. You'll say, discipline saved me. It can save you too. And when they see the conviction in your eyes, they'll believe you. Because nothing speaks louder than a person who's lived through the fire and came out shining. The weight you carry, make no mistake, discipline will never be easy. It will demand everything you are, but it will give back something priceless, character. And character is what remains when everything else is stripped away. The world doesn't need more talent. It doesn't need more noise, more shortcuts, more empty ambition. It needs more people who keep their word. People who show up. People who do what's right when no one is watching. That's what discipline creates. That's the kind of person you become. Because in a world full of distractions and instant gratification, discipline is rebellion. It's saying, no, I will not be average. I will not be ruled by comfort. I will not waste this life. The echo of your effort. Years from now, someone will remember you. Not for your achievements, but for your consistency. Not for your talent, but for your tenacity. They'll say he didn't quit. She kept showing up. They fought the battle most people avoid, the one within. And in that moment, your discipline will echo beyond your life. Because legacies aren't built in moments of glory. They're built in quiet repetitions. The days you did what needed to be done even when no one was watching. Every sunrise you woke up early. Every choice you made when nobody cared. Every time you whispered to yourself, just one more. That's your legacy. That's your truth. From discipline to destiny. Here's the ultimate paradox. Discipline, the very thing that once felt like restriction, becomes the pathway to limitless possibility. When you master yourself, you master your fate. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming the architect of destiny. And that's the freedom everyone's searching for. The ability to say, I am who I choose to be. You've climbed the mountain, faced the storm, and found peace in the process. And now you see clearly. The real reward of discipline isn't the trophies, it's the transformation. Because once you've walked through hell and stayed consistent, you realize nothing can stop you anymore. You've built something unshakable inside. And when you have that, no loss, no failure, no setback can break you. You've become the kind of person who doesn't just survive the fire. You are the fire, a challenge to you. So here's my challenge to you. Right now, in this moment, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only now. Start small, but start today. Because the smallest act of discipline today creates the biggest freedom tomorrow. Wake up earlier. Train your mind. Keep your promises. Win one battle, then another, then another. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't just change your habits. You changed your life. You broke the cycle. You rewired your future. You became the proof that ordinary people can do extraordinary things through one simple decision. To stay disciplined when it hurts. To move forward when it's hard. To never let comfort steal your destiny. The final truth. Because at the end of the day, discipline is freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom to become whoever you choose to be. And when you live with that kind of power, you don't chase happiness anymore. You create it. So keep walking, keep fighting, keep building. Because the world needs more warriors of discipline. And one day, someone will hear your story. And they'll find the strength to start their own. That's your legacy. That's your gift. That's the freedom you earned. If this message hit something inside you, if you felt that spark, don't let it fade. Hit subscribe, join this movement, and build yourself into the kind of person the world can't ignore. Because freedom isn't found, it's forged. And it begins with discipline.